You. Yeah, you. Do you have good reaction time? Do you have a monster fetish? Do you have mommy issues? Are you into older women? Are you a pedophile? Well, I have a game for you. Touhou Project, a bullet hell game that is made by an alcoholic man named Junya Ota, but we'll call him Zun. He produced these games for 26 years straight by himself. But as years go by, he made a company named Team Shanghai Alice. The employees? Himself. Alcohol can truly make wonders. Now, you may tell yourself, this might be an easy game to play and follow. Well, you are a goddamn idiot. As mentioned earlier, Touhou has been around for about 26 years already, and by the time this video is posted, there are around 18 main Touhou games with 6 spin-offs available for you and the community to play and spend thousands of hours trying to beat it in normal mode. Before you start playing, your tiny brain has to know the mechanics. You have the arrow keys to move, and the most important buttons of them all are Z and X. Z is for shooting your own bullets, and X is for sending a jihadi attack on your opponent. With the controls over with, you have to pick a difficulty. You can go for easy mode, a mode where the community will shit on you by sending you that meme that is totally funny and absolutely original. Haha, very funny, I am laughing. Normal mode, suggested for new players. And yes, this is normal mode. Hard mode, it's a difficulty where you want to spice things up a little. And finally, Lunatic mode, a mode where it is spawned by the deepest circles of hell, where people are seared and burned in flames alive with sins greatly punished by gnashing their teeth for the rest of eternity. After picking the difficulty of your choice, you have to pick your own character, and the number of characters can vary based on the game you're playing. But there are 2 main protagonists that is loved by the community, who are named Reimu Hakurei and Marisa Kirisame. And I'll talk about them later on in this godforsaken video. The goal of the game is for you to dodge the shit that your enemies throw at you in a specific pattern, and as the story progresses, the bosses becomes exponentially harder, like extremely difficult. But there are times where minor characters are harder than the final bosses itself. As you start the game, you will be given lives, of course, and bombs. You can also customize how many continues you can have after you run out of lives, which is pretty much a skill issue. And as you defeat your opponent, they will either drop P-points, bombs, or a 1-up.
Rumi, what is the game even about?
Oh lord, where do I even start? In order for me to avoid making this video 3 hours long, I'll only tell the abstract. So here we go. Gensokyo is a place where humans and yokais exist, and it is protected by the Hakurei barrier, which separates the outside world and Gensokyo itself, which makes it close to impossible in entering and leaving Gensokyo. In Gensokyo, you can find shrines, businesses, towns, mysterious places, and other more things that the yokais and humans have made, and some are just naturally made. There are 2 main protagonists as mentioned a while ago. Reimu Hakurei, a shrine maiden in Gensokyo whose job is to exterminate retarded yokais who decided to wake up and choose violence. She's the one who mostly solves the incidents that happens in Gensokyo. And next we have Marisa Kirisame, a witch and a magician who has a word tick who has a habit of borrowing and collecting things around in Gensokyo. She's the second playable character in Touhou, and she has a special ability to vaporize any yokais using her spell card. But Rumi, what is a spell card? Spell cards are special abilities that are used by the main protagonist and the enemy, and they can be extremely destructive. Therefore, there are rules when you're in a Danmaku, or otherwise called the spell card rules. And these rules must be strictly followed, or else it is pretty much the destruction of Gensokyo, as there are characters who are extremely overpowered. Talking about characters, there are over 180 characters in Touhou itself, and each of them has their own community and story. It can either be good or a disgusting hellspawn made by an incel. These characters can range from a small and cute inchling to a 1,200-year-old chick, if you're into that of course. These characters are inspired by real-life Japanese and other countries' myths and legends, ranging from a vampire, a kumainu, the 3-legged crow, a satori, a Japanese prince, Tengus, and Jesus Christ himself. I kinda over-exaggerated the last one, but they got their similarities. How can I almost forget about the most important thing in the game, the music. Each boss has their own themes and all of them are goddamn bangers. And if you ask me, and I'll probably get a lot of hate with this, but if you want to hear the best music in Touhou, I suggest you listen to the soundtrack of Imperishable Night. Every single song in that soundtrack are all bangers. In my own opinion, of course. Every song in Toho is somewhat unique in their own way, and they all portray to a specific story or a character in the game. The community made the music even better by making parodies that you may have heard of before, such as Chino's Perfect Math Class, Bad Apple, Marisa Stole the Precious Thing, Convictor Yamazanadu, and recently, The Japanese Goblin and Necromantic. And these songs are produced by Toho circles such as Iosis, Akatsuki Records, Cool and Create, and other more. The community can get a bit messy and they are all categorized in different groups. There are OG fans who have played and still play Toho to this very day. They don't stick around the fandom that much since they're too busy beating the game in Lunatic 1cc. They know every single info about Toho ranging from the games to the manga. There's the fandom community. These are the ones who make Toho famous by making illustrations, animations, songs, stories, doujins, and memes, and other more forms of entertainment. Most of these people haven't even tried the game itself, which is why some OG fans hates the fandom, and why some newcomers perceive some characters wrong like Egishiki being short or Tenshi being a masochist. But hey, they made the Fumos, Yukiris, and fan-made animations such as Memories of Phantasm. And yes, this is actually fan-made. And some are both part of these communities as well. The community is what made Toho relevant to this day, and I am grateful that there are no dramas in the community. Toho is a fun game to play, and it is also fairly priced, so go get it.